Yo, what is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Cody Vondell. This is our first video of the new year, 2023. Last year, we did some amazing things together, and I'm very thankful to have you all watching on the channel and participating with me over on the server. We're gonna kick off the new year with my brand new Metalheart template that I just released. And I have two versions. The first is the full set of vector shapes available for just a few dollars over on my Etsy. And the second is a free version I just released on my Discord for Christmas. Using a few pieces from the full set, I built some quick custom designs that you can easily copy and paste into your work. These vector shapes are perfect for creating all of the little digital details in your Metalheart illustrations and more. Links are in the description. Before we get started, I just gotta say thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It means so much that the work that I'm doing is helping you with your design process. And if you're following along with me on screen or using some of the templates that I sell on Etsy, make sure to hop on our Discord server. We have an amazing community over there of artists, musicians, creators, producers, everybody sharing their latest work, works in progress, free resources, music, all kinds of cool references and archive stuff. It's an amazing community. Let's take a moment really quick to check out what everybody's been posting. As always, you guys are crushing it. 2022 was an amazing year. I can't wait to see what we all do this year. If I haven't talked to you over there on the server, I hope to talk to you there soon. If you want to support my channel and get yourself some really cool merchandise and graphic design templates, make sure to hop on my Etsy. I have pins and patches, t-shirts and hats, a variety of holographic stickers, and of course, graphic design templates that will make your workflow a breeze. And if you like my intro, outro, and background music, I create it all. Just search Cody Vondell on Spotify or your preferred streaming service. And you can also find me on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And of course, at Cody Vondell on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and all that. With all that being said, let's build some vector shapes and create a Metalheart illustration on screen. All right, so we have our free asset kit and our full asset kit. Let's go ahead and copy all the pieces out of the full kit into a brand new document. And this is the free document that you can find for free over on my Discord server. And we're gonna take a little bit of inspiration from those pieces and just start pulling some little things out of the full kit and start building some new stuff. So let's just paste these right over here. And we don't really have an exact, plan in mind. We know we want to go for that Metalheart kind of look. There's a lot of that industrial vector work kind of going on there. So we're just going to build out some cool little digital industrial kind of looking pieces. And we're just going to play around until things start feeling comfortable and just have fun. So we don't have anything in particular in mind. I know we need to have some type of word or phrase. And I think what we'll do is have like we'll pull this 404 and maybe we'll come up with like something based on the phrase error 404. So I think that would be cool. So let's go ahead and write out error 404. I think we want to have that in some kind of cool cursive font, but we have a lot of fonts to choose from. So we'll just, let's go ahead and write out the full word, maybe, and scale it up some so we can actually see what we're doing. All right, so we have it written out. So let's just find the font that we want to use. Like I said, I'm thinking something cursive is probably going to look the coolest. And it might even be that once we see it, we delete the entire word and just go with the E. So it's like E404, so you know it's error 404. But yeah, I think that's the font we're going to use. I like the cursive there. It works well with the Microtechnics font. And yeah, let's go ahead and just delete the word error and just have the letter E. We have turned the text to outline so that we can kind of play around with the edges right there. We're just gonna kind of go in there and we might actually have to zoom in to play around with that edge. Cool, that's been rounded out. It looks a lot better now. Let's get that cool and centered. So E404. And now that we have these pieces, kind of filled out. I think what we can do is kind of scale them up a little bit and kind of flip them around. Something like that I think is looking pretty cool. Definitely liking the way that is turning out so far. Maybe we can make the 404 a little bit smaller, bring these pieces down over here a bit. And let's maybe grab some of these chevrons. We probably don't need them all, so we'll delete a few of them, maybe 3 or 4. I think 3 ought to work. Get it feeling nice and comfy and cozy next to that 4, but we don't want it to get too comfy. Something like that ought to work for us. And we'll grab these couple little squares, size them down and kind of place them right down here. We'll get in there and make sure everything's feeling comfy. Cool. That's looking good. Already we've got all of our little details there. It's feeling cool. Maybe we can move that up here in some way. Yeah, I think something like that ought to work. And maybe it's time to grab some of these things so that we get sort of more of a horizontal kind of feel. So we'll kind of play around with these. Like I said, this is sort of abstract. We're going for an industrial kind of digital look, but you know, it's nothing set in stone. We're just kind of having fun with this. So these little details can kind of go however we'd like them to. We know the set style that we're going for, so we're just kind of working within that. So I think those pieces work well there, and I think we're ready to hop into Photoshop. So these are some pieces that I made in Cinema 4D and exported as PNGs. I'm not super good at them. They're not super detailed. At some point we will do a tutorial on them, but not yet. Right now we're really focused on these vector pieces. So we'll go ahead and get the background. I think I want to have a really lush purple, maybe some like a dark black or dark purple kind of going into that lush purple. I think something like that ought to look cool. And now we can play with the blend mode on our abstract 3D shape. I think something like that ought to look cool. And we've copied our background because I kind of want to break up our space a little bit. Another thing I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of duplicating our 3D shape so that we can control the blend mode on one layer and the color on the other. Now that we've got that figured out, we can kind of paste in our vector shape that we were working on over in Illustrator. We know we want the white color overlay on that. And at this point, it's really just about kind of feeling things out and figuring out exactly how we want to place them. I think overall, this big abstract shape, we're gonna have to mess with it just a little bit, kind of turn it over. And the more I'm looking at it, thinking just for the overall layout, we might actually kind of reverse that. And let's just see how that works. Yeah, already I can tell. So now that that is done, we have our little piece in here and that's feeling cool. So let's go ahead and fill it in with a few more vector shapes. Let's paste these guys back here a little bit. Change the colors so that they all kind of match. That's already looking cool. And what else can we do? Maybe we can pull in a piece from the free kit, and we can probably delete a few of these pieces. Something like that looks cool to me. Let's go ahead and paste that in. We'll place it right back here, change the color, and just kind of massage it a bit, get it feeling comfy. I think that looks cool. And now we'll just ungroup it and kind of delete some of these extra details. Kind of replace that part. And yeah, we'll just paste this in here for just a few more extra little kind of digital circuit kind of feels. You know, looks right. I think that is gonna be cool. So we pasted it in there, and where else could we put it? Maybe over here somewhere. Maybe we can transform it some. We might put a piece up here, but we might not. Let's see how it looks. Kind of turn it around there. So we have this here. I think that's unnecessary. All right, so I think this piece down here, we're gonna go ahead and change the color there to be sort of an off-white color. Now let's go ahead and start filling that in with some vector details. So now that we've created this E404 kind of thing, let's kind of use some of those same designs and motifs and just kind of replace things and just kind of make things feel a little bit different. Same pieces, just placed in a slightly different way. So we can grab some of these, scale them down some. So there's sort of a consistency here, but things are still, you know, really abstract, really fun. What else can we pull from over here? Maybe we can make this guy really big. I think the original idea, I was going to make this really big. We scaled it down for that first iteration, but for this version, we'll leave it big. And what else can we pull? Some little text details. And maybe we can put that down right over here and kind of just play around with the placement and see where these pieces would look best. Over here might look cool. They could also work maybe over here, maybe not, maybe right here under the 404. I think that's gonna work for me for now. So let's go ahead and paste this in, and we'll scale it up some, bring it on right down here. I think that's looking cool. And we'll go ahead and change the color. We know we wanna have some type of shade of purple, so we'll just kind of pull that shade right out of our illustration. Something like that is looking cool for me. Nice. So about right there, sort of centered. And we'll grab some of these and we'll just start, pasting in some different parts and kind of playing around with them here in Photoshop instead of, building it all in Illustrator. We'll just kind of freestyle it a little bit. Right now we are going to bring those parts up. And what else could we use? I think we're going to fill in some details on this little piece. Maybe we could get rid of some of these things and make this guy really, really small. Put it up in the corner here, and I think that'll actually look pretty cool. So we have just a really wide view right now. We'll get in there and really fine-tune details. We do not need a copy of that. Let's see, something like that feels comfortable. So let's just fill in all the corners in this kind of little design that we've built down here. I like these measurements, so maybe we can do something with those. Flip those around. It's a little too big, so we'll scale them down. I think something like that looks cool. Let's just change the color out. Nice, that's already looking cool. What else could we use? These little boxes are so simple and they just work so well. So we will paste these right down here into the corner. Something like that ought to work, make them even smaller. Really nice little tiny details. That's looking cool. And what else can we do? We'll pull out some of this little gradient set of rectangles that we have here, change the color on that as well. And we are getting pretty close. This is starting to look pretty cool. We'll use this little loading piece right over here. I think that would look nice over here in the corner. Kind of lines up properly with the borders on that other shape right beneath it. So that's looking pretty cool. Maybe we can pull in one more little set of stripes and just see how that would work somewhere in here. Don't know exactly where we would put those. Things are starting to kind of fill up. I don't think we necessarily need these stripes, so the more I'm looking at them, the more I'm feeling like maybe we don't even need those at all. So let's just do away with those. This is starting to look pretty cool. I think we need to play around with the background a little bit. So maybe we can do something that feels right with our 3D illustration up front. So I think what we'll do is maybe like swirl or twirl that gradient in the background. I think that'll give us a pretty kind of abstract look that we kind of emphasize the 3D shape in the front. So let's try that. Let's try like a swirl shape. Something like that is looking pretty cool to me. So let's go ahead and play with that. And now we will use the warp effect to just kind of further make those swirls kind of work with our shape there. And maybe we can just kind of play around with this, seeing where it works best. I think something like that ought to do the trick. Cool, I'm feeling that. So let's copy all of these, paste them, and merge them. We'll make a few copies of that, and then we'll just play around with some filters so we get that nice noisy kind of effect. Set that at 10%, our color halftone at 5. We'll set that down to like maybe 25%. And now our details are looking very cool. So there it is, a brand new concept using a bunch of pieces from my new kit available on Etsy. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of fun content on the way this year that you do not want to miss. And if you'd like to check out some of my most recent work, I recently did a brand new video in the best free fonts for Y2K series. I just started a new series where I fix your logos and your designs. Just hop on my server and post your work in the Fix My Design channel. For New Year's, I made a video showing my background creating art and music in the 90s and 2000s. So that wraps us up for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you on my Discord and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you all.